Hey folks, just one moment. I've lost something important. Be with you in a sec. Okay, so context is probably warranted. About half an hour ago. Uh-oh. I don't have great signal right now. I wonder why that is. Oh, I know why that is. Rumi has someone over. The internet is getting gobbled up. Anyway, about half an hour ago, I got myself some medicine that I'm going to take in about 10 minutes for my headache, because in 10 minutes it will have been 3 hours since I last took some, so I will be able to again. And then I got ready for the stream the rest of the way, and just now discovered that my preparations had jostled it about, and that they were nowhere to be found. So it took me a second to find the pills, make sure that they didn't end up on the floor or anywhere that I did not want them to be. Anyhow, welcome to Minecraft. I've got quite the objective for today. We're gonna get ready to go to the end. Why, all of a sudden, have I decided to... I have to unpack the bundle. Why, all of a sudden, have I decided to go to the end? That's an excellent question that you may be asking yourself. And the answer is actually, fairly straightforward. The next season of Hermitcraft has started. And with that comes the beginning of something grand. 36 ought to do. I'm not gonna get 36. Let's see. Getting more charcoal ready would be nice, probably. Ah, right. Come on. There we go. Okay, I'll fill that up the rest of the way with more spruce logs and such. Just to stay prepared. Let's see. I should probably craft this up. Save on space. With Hermitcraft, the next season of Hermitcraft, comes something fantastic. The next version of Tango Tech's game, Decked Out. It's a fascinating deck builder, dungeon diver type thing. I should probably show off some of the stuff that I have been working on off stream. Starts with coming down here. It is a fascinating deck builder, dungeon diver type game, put together entirely in survival with some resource packs. Decked Out 2 was amazing. Decked Out 1 was amazing. Decked Out 2 was amazing, I should say. That's the best way to describe it. And it's gotten me inspired to... It's gotten me reinvigorated to work on my special projects. Which I have not really mentioned to anyone. Anyhow, as a follow-up to last stream with the copper golems. I dumped them all down here. It turns out they take forever to age. 7 hours in-game time. Fortunately, however, they do so regardless of where they are in the world, whether or not they're loaded. So it'll take a while, but eventually all of these ones will turn into statues. I did not realize, when I made so many of them, that you can just build them out of already oxidized copper. And I came in here and I made a bunch out of already oxidized copper to get the statues. And they converted basically immediately. So, that's what this is. A little setup, a place made for corralling them to that end. Anyhow. That was not all. There's something else that I did. Right. the copper blocks that you cannot craft out of oxidized copper, I thought, well, what if I want to have oxidized copper right out the gate? What if I don't want to have to wait for them? So, just in case I need them for something, I don't wanna wait for them to oxidize. I did wax these at the correct level. I think it looks nice. I am considering letting them go for one more level, though. I made a place of a sort where I could just hang out and let the copper age. I did not do it. I did not do it perfectly. I didn't do it ideally. And if I had to do it again, I would do it quite differently because I looked up how it works after I placed all of the blocks. And I really shouldn't have. That was something I knew about how the copper oxidizes that affects how quickly it goes. But I did not keep in mind the range, because I did not know the range. And now I know the range, and it's not great. So, over here, just beyond this ridge, is the copper field. I've got bars, I've got chains, I've got lanterns, I've got trapdoors, doors, and the chests. And to make sure that they don't get zapped and revert to prior states, I've set up some kind of awkwardly floating lightning rods. Anyway, whenever the copper is trying to oxidize, it checks within 4 blocks of it. 1, 2, 3, 4. And it goes catty corner too, so that's 1, and then the block where my head is right now is 2, and then that's 3. It checks that entire area, and if there's anything in that area, any copper block that isn't waxed and is not as oxidized as it is, it will not convert. So this one here, that's within 2 blocks of a completely unoxidized copper lantern, will not oxidize to the next stage until that one, and that one, and that one, and that one have all gone to the same stage as it. So, missing out on a lot of opportunities for it to convert. If you really, really want to take advantage of it, you would have 4 blocks in between each copper item that you have oxidizing. I don't need to worry about blocks. I can get tons of oxidized blocks from the trial chambers. But these ones you can't make oxidized out the gate. With the exception of the chests. You can make copper golems, and then... But these were, I believe, basically all chests that came from crafting the other copper golems that I made. Anyway... So that's what this is doing out here. Have that hooked up so I can try to keep it loaded, and it'll oxidize over time. Eventually. Eventually. I also want to, at some point, set up a better place for that. Probably underground in a more centralized area. As opposed to all the way out here. Although, I do intend to work on the wood farm soon, so it would be good to do that fairly soon, so that I'll be hanging around the area more, and the copper will oxidize faster. Anyway, I've been invigorated to work on my own project, which is going to remain largely under wraps for the time being. It's definitely not as big as Decked Out 2 or Decked Out 3. It might be almost on par with Decked Out 1, I want to say. But beyond that, I've never seen anyone do this in Minecraft before, in survival. And it's almost certain that someone has, but I've never seen someone do it, so... I will be quite happy with completing it. And then perhaps iterating on it at some point in the future. But one really big important resource that I'm going to need for it, as I understand it, it's gonna need shulker boxes. And I don't have any of those, because I haven't been to the end yet. So that's what we're going to be preparing. Let's shove that in there. Well, that's what we're going to be preparing to fix today. Need to prep more food. I'm okay with the amount of resources I've got there. I don't need the cobbled deep slate on me, actually. Yeah. Should fix up my tools before I go anywhere as well. What do I got in where? Arrows. I don't think slowness works on the dragon, but... you know, that would be a fun idea to take wind charges and try that out. In combat. Once there. That... yeah, no. That... I feel like I can make that work. More torches. That's a big one. I should top off on torches. Give me more, actually. That'll do for now. I don't have a fantastic bow. That is actually one thing that I could stand to change. Let's... I haven't thought about making a really good bow. I could try poisoning the dragon. I'll bring one arrow of poison. See if it works. I have more than enough resources. Let's try to enchant this bow with something else. Hello, I forgot that you were all the way back here. Oh, I did have a bow in there. Let's grab that and... oh, it's power 3 already. Okay. I have some. Yeah. Punch 2. No. Let's cycle it. Piercing 4. Not bad. Infinity. Flame Infinity. Go with Flame Infinity Power 3. I don't need punch. Yeah, I'm cool with that. Putting Unbreaking on it too would be nice. There we go. Perfect. What shall we call this bow? I know precisely what we can call it. Eat this sucker. Well, you can. I'll just call it all you can eat. And we will stick this other bow. There. Okay. Now it's a matter of going to fix the tools. I'm making slow progress on the tunnel. Slow progress. Very slow progress. Once it's complete, I'll probably be popping over here more often. Not interested in any more of that. That's fine. I've got 20 of them lemons anyway. Let's play carrots. There we go. Close enough to being fully fixed up that I am okay. Let's see. What else could we possibly need? You know what? I'm gonna take a full stack of glass bottles. There's absolutely no harm in that. A couple of golden apples make these good too. Just for the sake of making sure I don't die in the fight embarrassingly. Bringing rockets might be a good idea. Yeah. I don't have a gunpowder fund, but I recently saw a design for a very, very powerful one. I believe... Oh, hang on. For me, one moment. Alright. They brought me a s'more. I believe it was Tango's. I think... I've been trying to watch as many of the Hermits on their SMP as I can. I'm pretty positive it was Tango's. It took creepers and sort of shuffled them down into a choking mechanism. And it was incredible rates, even for being on a server, which is fascinating. I am not... You know what would be ideal, actually? Hang on. I think it's 1 paper per rocket. So if I take... Only 1 required gunpowder per rocket. I don't think I need a higher flight duration. Yeah, no, that seems fine. Nearly 3 stacks. Yeah, that's good. I'll put these in the end chest. I should bring the materials to put mending and unbreaking on it right away for the sake of... I should bring more bottles of enchanting with me. For the same purpose, yeah. Stick more bottles of enchanting in end chest.